Hello, good morning and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be learning AutoCAD 2023, and we are taking on exercise 1 in the series of exercises to come. I'm going to be carrying out this exercise on the screen you are looking at. Then this exercise is going to help us with the following objectives. These objectives include how to draw a line, how to draw a dashed line, how to draw a circle, how to use constraints such as geometric and dimensional constraints. Under the constraint we have fixed, tangent, concentric and vertical. Likewise we have radius and angular under dimensional constraint. We're going to also use tools such as modify tools like offset, trim, power trim, delete, mirror. Then dimension labeling. After we finish our drawing, we'll label them just this way, this label here. Then we're going to have smart, align and angular. Let's start right away. We're going to draw the circle at the middle of this. Then you go to your draw tool, go to circle, hit radius because we're working with radius. Every circle is working based on radius r. So now we're going to specify the center of the circle, where you want the circle to be. That's the center, where you want the center of the circle to be. Now if you look at it carefully, we have x-axis. The highlighted box in blue is the x-axis. You see, so we're going to specify to 0 because we want it to be there. Then after you put 0, you press tab to move to the next. Then vertically, that's the second box, specify the x, the y axis, we specify to 0 too. So that's the center of our circle. After we have positioned the center of where we want our circle to be, then specify the radius. The radius is 27.5. Then we'll press enter. We'll go back again and pick. Then specify center. Then that one is 45. Now we're going to draw another radius here, which is of another circle of this radius 60. Now to repeat the last command that you did, you can right click, you see the last command, repeat it, or you press enter on your keyboard to repeat it. Now we'll go back to the center, click it, go back to the center, click it, then specify the radius 60, enter. So we have this radius. Now we likewise I'm going to draw this vertical line. To draw a line, you come to draw, pick the line tool. Now you specify the points where you want the line to start. See, when you are drawing with a pen, you click it here, then you draw the line. Remember, the highlighted box is specifying the length of the line, while the next one to specify the angle at which you want the line to be in reference to the horizon to the x-axis. So we can do that right away by doing 90. Then here we can say 100. Now you can see the line is still continuous, but this time we don't need the line. So once you are done with the line, you press enter to conclude the line. But because I want us to learn some constraints, I'm going to draw the line in this format. Right click to enter, to use enter, click on right click and click select enter to finish the drawing of the line, or you press enter to finish drawing the line. Now this line ought to be vertical, but now it's slanted at an angle. So to make it vertical, permanently vertical, go to constraint, go to geometric constraint, then you make it what? Vertical. You select vertical, then select the item you want the line you want to be vertical. Click on it and it becomes vertical permanently. Now that's one. To move an item, you click on the item, then click on a segment on the item, move. If you click on this blue item, you may end up stretching them. So you click on the line itself, then you draw it. Now this line, the center of this line is supposed to coincide with the center of the circle. So we're going to use another constraint known as coincident. So we are bringing this line to this circle, center of the circle. So you select the circle first, then you select the center you also select the peak of it or the base of it, but if you select the center of it, it automatically comes in. Now don't forget, this line ought to be a dashed line. So how do you get a dashed line? A dashed line, this box here is called the property line. The line property, if you have not watched our first video, please go through it for the interface video. It gives you details of the interface. Now here you're going to have dash here. I have dash here because I've practiced it before, that's why you can see the dash line. But if you don't have dash on your own, click on others, click on load. Let me delete this. If you click on load, then you can select it here and bring it in. Yes, say okay. So once you come here, you will not see the dash line. So what I want to do is I'll click this line now. Sorry, click this line, then come here and click the dash line. You turn it to a dash line for me automatically, but I want the default to be the line. So I am still going to draw another line. Now draw another line, and it ought to be a dash line too. Okay. Now this point here needs to be at the center of the circle here. So I take the constraint coincident with the circle, then hit this edge. You see, another constraint I need to do is it's called dimensional constraint, angular, so that I can specify the line to be exactly at 30 degrees to the vertical x to the y axis. So I pick the first, pick this, then in between, move it up, and say 30. See, so this item now, because it's coinciding with the center of this and this, they will definitely move together if I make an attempt to move them. You see, they're moving together because all of them are coinciding in one place. Now this circle is not supposed to move, it's supposed to remain permanent where it is. So to do that, I'm going to pick another constraint called fixed. This fixed will ensure that this circle remains where it is. Likewise the other ones, I'll repeat it, press enter to repeat the last command, enter to repeat the last command. So all of this now, if I want to move this, it can move because I've fixed them. It is only stretching along the line because there's no length constraint on it. It can move anyway, it always remain where it is. That's the advantage of constraint. Now having done that, we're going to draw the circle here. So I pick my circle tool, then come here at the intersect, where they intersect, I click it, and this circle is 10 inches in radius. I've selected, I'll repeat the last command. That one is 18. Okay, now having done this line here has to be a tangent with this circle, so I'm going to draw a line. I'll pick this line, right click on it and copy it. Okay, let me use the offset to do that. So I'm going to use the offset tool to do that. The offset tool. Now the offset is going to be the same radius with this circle. Going to be the same radius for the circle. So the distance is going to be a radius of 80. Then I pick the source. You can see. Another way to do that is I could pick the offset. Then since I know I'm using the radius of this circle for it, I'll pick type distance to be 80. Enter. Then I'll select the entity I want to move. So I'm moving it to the side. Press enter. Now this line ought to be a dash line. It is a proper line. So come here, select and change that. Now I'm going to use this is called offset tool. Offset tool. While this is our circle tool, this is our line tool. So I'm using another tool called power trim. This power trim is going to enable me to trim this guy off here. Then trim this one, trim this one, trim this one. Okay, let me undo that. I want to delete this circle first. If I use trim is going to trim this side, but I want the entire circle to go. So I use my delete tool, select the entity and press enter. Now I use this trim tool to take care of this. I haven't taken care of this. Now there's another circle that is smaller circle here, which is 5 inches in diameter. I'll specify the circle center and then press 5 for the radius. Now I want the circle to be a tangent to this and this line, so that's another constraint called tangent. So I'll pick the circle and I pick the second item to move to it. I repeat it again, pick this line and pick this circle, it moves to it. So now I use my power trim tool one more, trim this one, then trim this here. So you can see I have a perfect shape of the side here. So I'm going to make sure I mirror it, because this is a mirror of this and this is a mirror of what is output. So I'm going to use what is called the mirror tool. To use the mirror tool, I will now select this item, select this item, select this item, then select this item. After I finish selecting all of them, I press enter. Now press enter. I will now determine the axis upon which I want the mirror to place. I want the mirror along the y-axis. So set the starting point, then draw a vertical line, imaginary vertical line, then you press no. Here you have two options, yes or no. If I say yes, that means I'm moving the item to the other side but mirroring it. But if I say undo, Ctrl Z to undo, if I say no, that means I'm making a copy of it. Now you observe that on the second item I drag a box over it. You can select an item by dragging a box over it this way. Now you see we have a blue box. Now this blue box shows that everything inside the blue box is highlighted. You can see highlighted item change the color. Now if I draw it from this blue box, is drawn from the left to the right. Now if I draw it from the right to the left, every item the green box touches is selected. So this is what we need. I could mirror, then specify along the x-axis, press enter for no. This is before before we do that, let's draw this circle here so that we'll conclude this upper side completely. So that circle is of radius 17. Radius 17. Now I want the circle to be a tangent with this and this. I'm using tangent because the distance from this line to this center is not specified. There's no dimension for us to work with here. So the best options for us to use a tangent so that it will touch this and touch this at the same time. So go use a constant called tangent, which we used here earlier on. So I click the first reference item and then the object to move. You can see it moves there. Now I likewise need to repeat it. Okay, this object I want it to move here. Now this item here moved. That is not supposed to be. Remember the constraint we use to solve that problem? We're going to have fixed. We fixed it. Remain fixed. So after we have fixed it, let's go back. Tangent. Take this. Take this. Goes. Repeats. Take this. Take this. You see? We have that down there. So use our power trim tool once more. Trim this. Trim this. Trim this. Trim this. Trim this. Our upper section is complete. So we're going to mirror it and the X, mirror it down, which is the x-axis. So select it one more, press enter. Then we'll mirror it along the horizontal line. Press enter. For the default value is no. You can see our shape is completed. Now we're going to draw item in the middle here. Now this item, there are much easier way to do it, but for now we're going to be using mirror because we are learning some few basic things. We don't want to put too many things together. So we're going to pick first we're going to offset this line of this distance from here to here will be 4 because this line is center of this and the entire breadth of this is 8. So we're going to use 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 is the distance. Then we'll select the entity 4 up, select it again, 4 down. Now don't forget that this has to be a continuous line, so select both of them, come in and by block. So now use our porting tool, trim what you don't need out. We don't need this, we don't need this. Then we use our delete tool, delete this, select it, then press enter to delete. You can see our shape is in order now. Now we're going to mirror this along this line. Use our mirror tool, select this, enter, then we'll mirror it along the y-axis, press enter, we select it again, this, we mirror it along the x-axis, okay, enter, then we're going to select this again, then enter, we're going to mirror it along this axis. We have it here, then we'll repeat again, select this, we're going to mirror it along the y-axis, enter. So here we are, our shapes are perfectly in order, so right now what are we going to do? What we need to do now is do our labeling. Now we didn't put all the constraints required because to save time on this exercise, it's good for you to use all the necessary constraints to make sure your shape remains what it is, so that on no condition should anything change. So but this for the exercise, you can hide some of the constraints by clicking constraint icon hide, then dimensional icon hide, so you have a clean view. Now we are going to dimensions, smart dimension. With this you have anything. Now you can also come here and pick the radius. So here we have a radius, repeat, here we have a radius, repeat, here we have a radius, repeat, here we have a radius 17, here we have a radius 10, here we have a radius, radius of 5. I think that's all the radius we need now. So we are going to pick another dimension tool called align tool. It's going to align the center to this point here, 60. Repeat, align the center 60. So we're going to use the same align tool for this item, picking the line because they are overlapping, so we are picking the line. So then second point, then see we have 8 here. Then I'm going to specify this angle here. Go to dimension, angular. So click angular, come in, then we have this. So here comes the end of our exercise. If you're able to replicate this, just put comments in the comment section. Now the assignment for you is make sure you replicate this other side of the box. You know the tools to use, you have already used it before. So bring this line, make a copy of this line to this line, and bring an angular to it. Thank you.